That's fine. We're just going to keep adjusting the camera after we're live to make sure.
Hey, we're live.
We're live.
We're alive.
It's
and we're
alive.
also live.
What's the, what was the commercial with the toy when we were younger where it's like, it's alive?
Was it like a doll?
I don't remember if it was doll, if it was some sort of GAC type thing. Maybe it was GAC.
Oh, that sounds right.
I had GAC.
Brain goes.
I 100% had GAC.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone did.
GAC was disgusting.
I actually was slimed, like legit
really?
at Nickelodeon
Nice.
Studios.
Sorry, I keep smacking you.
Nah, was GAC.
That's awesome. How hard was that to get out of your hair?
It wasn't difficult at all.
Okay.
Like, it's just food grade stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you can open your mouth and eat GAC if you really, or slime, I mean.
I imagine it's salty. Do you remember?
I don't think I actually tasted it beyond like, or on my lips. And I don't remember. I was very young at the time.
Only because I remember that Play-Doh was always salty.
Yeah, that's salty.
Yeah. And I didn't eat Play-Doh, but I would taste it.
I didn't eat Play-Doh.
That was strange.
I did eat the homemade Play-Doh.
So I always would like to touch my tongue to it. I also did that too, and this is strange. And I know this is not normal. This may explain a lot of my diseases. The Comet, the powdered cleaner.
Yeah.
I used to like to taste it.
But don't do that.
I don't understand why. And I still feel the taste on my lips, like on my tongue.
That's not something to eat.
Yeah, I know. But I did it. And I knew I wasn't supposed to, but I would like stick my finger.
I was about to say something really horrible. I was going to say, this is not on the audio, it's fine. I was going to say, Comet gives you diabetes.
Yeah. Yep, that's how it works. My body was just like, hey, that's you too.
Out of me. Thank you very much.
I mean, I ate a lot of weird things as a kid. I think I had some sort of weird eating thing.
I did not eat a ton of weird. I ate standard kid weird things. I mean, besides all of the late 80s, early 90s things that they advertised for children to eat, which should not be eaten by anyone.
I think what is probably the worst thing. So this would make me sick every time I ate it. This was before my diabetes was diagnosed, but now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So remember Teddy Grahams, right?
Yeah.
Those were great, delicious. Very sweet, but they were cookies, so we imagine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then they made a Teddy Grahams cereal.
No, I remember this.
No one should eat that. It's horrendous for you. And the thing is, mind you, I love me some Lucky Charms. I love the Teddy Grahams cereal. I love all cereals. But if you think of the amount of sugar you're putting in your body and calling it breakfast.
It's like when they made the Lucky Charms, it was all marshmallow.
Why?
See, I never liked
children just eat candy for breakfast.
Can I tell you what my favorite cereal growing up was? Was Kix and Fruity Pebble in the Fruity Kix.
Oh, that's smart.
They weren't super sweet, and I was weird, and I didn't like.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it was all of
For me, it's Corn Pops.
Weird, like. Because fruit roll-ups weren't like actual fruit leather.
Oh no.
It's just sugar and like Gushers and like the little powder dip things where it's just dipping sugar in other kinds of sugar.
Do you remember Dunkaroos?
Yes.
It's like, let's take a cookie and dip it in frosting.
It's exactly what it is.
A snack.
It's exactly what it is.
We were awful. And we were like, yes, need more, please.
Somehow.
Do you remember the squeeze it drinks?
Yeah.
Again, just sugar.
Sugar
water.
And then you chewed on the wax thing for some reason. This plastic.
Terrible. We are terrible people. And now I want some Corn Pops. And so now as an adult, I like the lightly sweet ones. I actually went grocery shopping yesterday. And the only thing I could buy was Honey Nut Cheerios because everything else came in the biggest box I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was like $6. And I was like, I don't need that much Corn Pops in the house.
No.
Because no matter what amount I bring home, we're going to eat it in 3 days. Mm-hmm. That's just the rule.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel good bringing home that much Corn Pops.
I never got into Corn Pops.
I love it because it's like just lightly sweet.
Yeah, no, I think the closest thing I liked was just straight Kix.
Kix are good too.
Yeah.
I actually once made Rice Krispies.
I would probably still eat Kix.
Oh, yeah. Let's go buy some Kix for lunch.
Buy Kix.
Okay.
I don't think anything else worth of
it's been
video.
A week, huh?
Yeah.
I think so. That's okay. They're allowed. Hang on to your butts.
Hang on to your butts.
I'm sure something will get crazy.
You will soon find out, video people, that we're recording 2 episodes today. So
you know the secrets. I almost considered bringing a different t-shirt.
You know, I was literally in my head as I sat down going, I should just change shirts halfway through.
I do like that we matched styles today. We both wore a cool pop culture t-shirt.
We did, yeah.
Where usually it's like Grace is wearing a random ass dress.
Yeah. And I like also yours is more current pop culture. Mine is childhood pop culture. Classic. But given to me by you.
Yay. And this was given to me by you.
I know. We give each other the coolest shit.
Best friends buy each other clothes. Thanks, bye.
Okay. Alrighty. We're going to start this.
I'm ready.
What episode are we on?
195. We're about to hit the 200 mark.
You know, that's actually really refreshing. I have peppermint vodka in cold this morning's coffee.
Wow. Okay.
Listen.
I'm impressed by
Not bad.
No, I mean that in the greatest way possible.
It's very refreshing.
We should buy one of those, like, I don't know why I'm hungry. Like, I'm just like nothing but food today. We should buy the peppermint mochas at Starbucks and then just add more vodka to it.
Yeah, that works.
Or add vodka.
To be fair, I literally have an espresso machine. We can make ourselves peppermint mocha. We had yesterday, bartender
We'll
Nick.
make a holiday episode.
Yesterday morning, sorry. Bartender Nick, instead of making standard coffee, made us cappuccinos.
Nice. That's pretty fancy.
Super fancy. Okay, what episode number did you say again?
195. No, 95.
195. Okay. Okay. You ready?
Here we go.
Hold on to your butts. Welcome to episode 195 of There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I am Nixie.
And I'm Grace. And today, today we're watching episode 195. Today we're watching SG1, season 9.
Yes.
Episode 2.
Yes.
Avalon part 2. My AKA is really lame.
Okay.
It's Hollow Knights and Jaffa Politics. And Magic Stones.
Mine is Fire is Bad.
Fire are bad. Yeah.
We'll come up with a better one as we go.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have. I will. It's completely unrelated to everything, but I pre-signed up for Disney Plus, and I am irrationally excited
for Disney Plus.
Irrationally excited for Disney Plus.
I'm interested. I don't know that I will be able to dig in as completely.
The first thing we're watching is Mandalorian.
Oh, the first thing I'm watching is DuckTales, but yes, sure, Mandalorian will be good. I just want to see all the things. I just want to do a nostalgia dump day.
Disney Vault, yeah. Just
a complete nostalgia day. There's what's going on in pop culture this week.
I was about to say, I just realized the other thing that we haven't got to talk about that we're really, really excited and has to do partly with your shirt.
I know what you're talking about.
So was it Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday.
Okay. So I love Brother Matt because he frequently texts me the news about 15 minutes before I would naturally discover news. Mm-hmm. You know, we love Critical Role. Well,
I've learned that's the game in the Houston family. It's it's not just about knowing a thing. It's about being the first to know a thing.
It's not about being the first to know something. It is about the joy that you get when you break the news to everyone else. Yeah.
Definitely people who should be working in news.
Yeah. Good thing both of us work in news. So Critical Role, which is on Twitch. Kaylee's very excited for this news as well. Which is on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, has made a deal. Critical Role has made a deal with Amazon Prime, with Amazon, and Critical Role, the Adventures of Vox Machina, and Legend.
The Legend of Vox Machina
is going to be on Amazon Prime, and there's not going to be one season. There's going to be 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking excited because they also have the option to possibly first look at any new series.
I'm ready.
I'm so excited. Kaylee's very excited as well.
Kaylee mad about it. I don't know why she's
mad. Like at the door with her cockles up too.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be good times. I'm excited that they locked in a deal that big. There's been a whole thing about people like, oh, they should give it to their fans for free first. It's like, bro, people need to make money.
Well, but it's Kaylee. It's also, you do know that if you back the Kickstarter, you still get to watch the whole first season for free. And you get to see the pilots before anyone else.
Yeah. We can't be that greedy, y'all. We can't have everything all the time.
Yeah, they're a company. And how do you think that really cool series like this get made? Money.
It takes money to do these things. People won't just give you things forever for free. That's not how life works.
But also, if you realize...
How fucking cool is it that we're breaking this barrier?
Yeah.
Like, this is, like, now more a possible mainstream thing. Like, hey, we want this quality of stuff. Yeah. Like, give me my 80s animation.
And just think, this all started as an at-home D&D game. Yay. One shot. Yeah. For Liam's birthday. Yeah. There's a thing I was about to say, and I don't remember what it was, but it was really cool and very poignant. Oh, no, it's the fact that you realize that we are less than a year away from being able to watch it, too.
Oh, gosh.
They're launching at least the 2-part pilot in fall of 2020.
Wow. I didn't realize. I guess we were that close.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm excited.
Guys, Vox Machina forever. Vox Machina always. Okay. I'm going to cover while Grace goes and closes the blinds because Kaylee's being very vocal today. She's just being a little bit of a butt. See, you lost access to it, Kaylee Thor.
I'm back.
You're back. I'm just going to go on waxing poetically about my love of Critical Role and Vox Machina.
It's pretty good stuff. And I get to have bragging rights that we told you to watch this.
You did.
We told you to watch this.
You told me to watch it many, many times.
Because, again, so often Nixie's like, I came to this thing first.
No, I did not come to it first.
Yeah.
And I think I've shared this before. Like, I knew of it, and I was like, I need to specifically not watch this.
Yeah.
Because I know I have what some people might call an addictive personality.
Yeah.
And then it will, like,
it's the same way Jesse took a while to get into Stranger Things. He's like, no, guys, I want to watch Stranger Things. But when I watch it, it's going to be 2 days of me doing nothing but watching Stranger Things.
And then my favorite is that the first thing that we listened, not watched to, was The Search for Grog.
Yeah, which was interesting
way to get into it. If you don't know, basically the extra episode at the end of the first campaign that's just spoilers.
It's nothing but spoilers.
And so we had nothing but spoilers, but no context for the spoilers.
Yeah. It's like, okay. It's more fun that way.
And so, I got to, it's like seeing, it's, you know what it was, is I do this sometimes with books. I read the very last page of the story.
So that's the question. Do you enjoy things even when they're spoiled?
It depends on what they are.
Okay.
Things like Critical Role, things like TV series, and some of this stuff. Being spoiled by it does not take away the satisfaction of things.
Here's my theory: if something is done well enough, it doesn't matter.
That's what I mean. There are some things, however, and I can't tell. It's not necessarily. Sometimes I can't. There's not like one category that it falls into. Sometimes just things I've been waiting and anticipating, or things like this where I don't want a spoiler. Yeah. If I get spoiled, it's not going to be the end of the world.
It's just about going into it with this. I was thinking about that because I don't know if you're aware of it. There's this controversy, not really, but there's this thing going on with the movie Last Christmas, which is Emilia Clarke.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so
that is not a movie I'm worried about spoilers for.
So people had a theory of what the movie is, and they were right. Yeah. So then it became a spoiler. And then the director Paul Feig, got really upset about it, and he was like, "I wish people just wouldn't try to figure out the movie before it comes out." But I'm like, okay, but people are gonna. And so you can't get mad at that.
You can't. Well, I think it's more of
and if your whole movie relies on the spoiler, then consider the quality.
Part of me, because I read that quote, and it's part of me is going. To me, it's not as much about figuring out the spoiler is, but it's making your reaction to the film about that spoiler.
Right.
Like, here's the thing. I'm not going to go searching for Star Wars spoilers.
Right.
However,
yeah, and that part, and I get that frustration. Like,
Yeah.
why do people need to go out there and tell everybody?
But at the
else
same
all the
time,
spoilers?
I have very clear idea in my head
Yeah.
where I think the movie's going to go and how I think it's going to end it.
Uh-huh.
That is in no way going to ruin the film for me.
That reminds me of something I was supposed to pitch to you off mic.
Oh, okay.
But now I wonder if I should just do it. Do you want me to do it?
I don't know. What is it?
Okay. It's
Okay.
for a possible episode.
Okay.
And it would have to replace one of our weekly episodes because it's the only time we can record.
Yeah.
And it would have to happen after Star Wars comes out and
Okay.
you and I have watched it.
If it involves me talking about Star Wars,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a bit.
So I'm going to put it out there. So
Okay.
now we have to do it.
Okay.
So we're all aware that domestic partner boyfriend Jesse
Yes.
is a bit of a tortured artist.
Well, okay. Yeah.
A little bit. And he's gotten really upset with the Star Wars franchise as of late.
Yes, I know this.
And he has decided not to watch the final
I
film.
have heard
He
this.
just does not feel good about it.
Uh-huh.
He's tortured by it.
Yeah.
Here's what he said he's willing to do.
Okay.
Because I just picked up a new podcast that I think I told you about.
Yeah, you did.
And I love
Because
love
it sounds
the
like half
concept.
of our conversations.
Yeah, it's called Too Scary Didn't Watch if y'all want to listen to it. And it's about it's these three women and two of them are too scared to watch a movie. So the other woman tells them the movie with a guest.
It's just basically Grace telling me how the scary movie
And
is.
it's really great. And so it's all their reactions.
It's Grace
And so,
telling me Hereditary.
or Midsummer. Oh my God. I just like it. Anyway, Jesse said he's willing to do that with the last Star Wars movie.
to have the two of us explain.
Tell him the story.
I am so down for that, especially if it is captured.
So somewhere in December
or early January.
We're going to tangent
Okay.
instead of regular, if
Yeah.
y'all are down for it, where we tell Jesse.
Well, we would normally do a tangent episode on Star Wars.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But he's like, I'd be willing to take it in that way and really try to take it in. Because that's the thing. It's not that he's an elitist about it. He's like, I hurts my childhood. I'm worried about it hurting.
He wants to know the end of the story.
He's fearful.
He's just fearful about how the end of the story is going to play out beat by beat.
Exactly. So it's to him, it's like Too Scary Didn't Watch.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Here's the thing is we could do that and then we could make a pact to like fuck with him about what happened in Star Wars until he's like overreacts and we're like, actually no, that didn't happen.
Just kidding. That never happened. I like that.
Or specifically, we should plan on doing that, but not discuss the details so that he can tell that we're lying because our stories don't line up.
Well, and because I'm pretty decent at improv lies, but I'm not good at like sharing it with others.
That's what I mean. Like we're both improv lie it, but we don't discuss what the improv lie is.
Yeah. And then we're bad at holding it. Like it's like, God, just
listen.
kidding.
I am a fantastic liar.
Oh, sure you are. Absolutely. You're a great keeper of secrets. I will say that.
There's a difference. I can withhold information
all day,
depending as long as someone doesn't start asking questions about it, or if I have to tell a blatant lie.
Yeah, if we were like D&D characters, I'd be like, "This is my friend. She's mute." The end.
Okay.
So that's where that is.
Okay, we're here to talk about Stargate.
Once upon a time.
Some may say that we're a Stargate podcast. We have a new face this episode. It's a familiar face to many.
Okay.
Alexa Doig. Have you seen her before in anything?
I'd remembered and then I forgot. She looks familiar, but I couldn't tell you from what.
She's been in a lot of Vancouver shows.
I'm gonna look her up.
Most people probably who listen to this, know her as Rami, who it's like three facets from Andromeda. She's like the ship and she's the AI and she's an android. And I also remember seeing her. I don't know if you watched Arrow at all.
I did.
She was Talia al Ghul.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
She'd be good at that.
And I kind of fell off that show, I think, before she showed up on that show.
I think I watched it for a little while, and then I think it's one of those shows where when you start to get busy in life, I think it was like as I started going back to school, you didn't make the cut.
Exactly. And I believe it was in 2001 a Mr. Michael Shanks was on an episode of Andromeda
Oh.
playing another android, and they had some like nice, cool android love story.
Aw.
But just as that AI and Rami fell in love,
Aw.
Mr. Michael Shanks
Yay! Thank
and Alexa Doig fell in love.
goodness. That is I like it.
Got
I
married a couple years
appreciate it.
later, had some kids, and now
My
get to act
God.
together in Stargate.
Can you imagine how gorgeous their kids must be?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. That's all.
They listen, those genes combined very well.
Just some gorgeous ass kids. That's not even fair.
And she's like hockey mom. She's like on Instagram is like hockey mom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find what else I know her from, but I'm not finding a thing.
She's
done in everything.
She's been in a ton of like again the Vancouver circuit, Supernatural, Eureka. She's been in Michael's newer show, Saving Hope.
Oh right, I forgot about that. We have to watch that one day.
Yeah, I think you would definitely enjoy that show.
I'm on it.
It's like again supernatural medical show. It's like Grace's bread and butter.
Yeah, yep. I'm for this 100%.
Okay, previously on Stargate, there was really no more SG1 except for Cameron Mitchell, and Vala comes back claiming she knows where treasure is. Merlin was an ancient, and we have D&D puzzles and a dungeon.
Oh, that's pretty close to what my previously on right. I wrote Vala, sitcom handcuffs, Merlin, and dungeons.
So the ceilings are coming down on them while Vala and Daniel
I love that we get right into it. Right into it.
Trying to figure out the two pots puzzle, and while Daniel's trying to figure out, Vala's just bickering. One pot says the universe is infinite. The second pot has the half of the proverb. There's only one truth. Only one truth. The universe is infinite. When that second half of that is on one of the pots, which means they did it wrong. The treasure is in the pot because lies.
Yeah.
And
that's not the right one.
So they put the tops.
Universe is infinite. There go.
That
the
is
other
the truth.
top must be a liar.
Yes.
Because one always lies and one always tells the truth.
It's a knocker. So they put the tops on. They open the gold one. There's a gold coin instead, and the ceiling stops falling. Starts rising.
We're no longer Indiana Jonesing our way out of here.
Or in a trash compactor.
That's a good one too. We're no longer Harrison Ford our way out of
exactly.
See, people must be scared to be alone in rooms with Harrison Ford in films. It's like, oh no, he's in here. Crap. Something bad's someone's gonna take over the plane. The room's gonna shrink. Something terrible's gonna happen in an enclosed space if Harrison Ford is in
or on a bridge. So the proverb, I'm guessing, is one from Oma because I didn't see that actual proverb anymore, but it's a predictable one. So they realize the other duo.
Daniel knows all of them.
Yes. They realize the other duo might also be in deep shit, and they run off. But Vala pauses for a second.
Well, yeah.
Pondering.
She likes the shinies.
So
she's
inside
full rogue.
She's full rogue.
Yeah.
Full rogue. So inside the chamber, Mitchell is ready for Teal'c to help anytime.
I love Teal'c's gone full barbarian in this dungeon.
Yeah.
Like, I will mention it again, but right now it's like, hey, bro, you're probably not stronger than the entire mountain. You're pretty strong.
Listen, don't tell him
if
that.
Anyone's gonna be,
he's going to try to prove you wrong.
He's gonna be. Who is it? What was the guy that like tried to stab the ocean? Like had people stab the ocean?
Oh.
That's very much where Teal'c is, that mindset.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to kick this mountain's ass.
Atlas with a stone.
Yeah.
Cam, meanwhile, is just like placing tiles wherever, hoping for something. Daniel and Vala show up yelling from the other side of the door. Cam starts to explain the ancient writing with like, you with a square, share with a square.
It's like, okay, that is good, but my God, is anybody that good? Holy crud.
Daniel can at least figure out the first word means reflect. But not much more than that. Like the ceiling's almost down on them.
Maybe it's singing the song from Mulan. It's like just sing the song Reflection from Mulan and then it'll open. That's it. That's gotta be it, right?
When will my reflection show?
And then I'm not gonna try to do a Christina run because that's like a pretty difficult run.
Instead of helping, Daniel starts spouting something about Buddhism. Inside Cam is like, not helping.
Thanks for nothing.
But as he's holding one tile and his half of his hands covering it, he realizes that it's a 4.
You know, I was thinking about how I wish I remembered what my source is, but there's another thing before, like a movie or something, where someone's thumb also covers a thing. And then, like, there's a big realization because of it.
Part of me was saying that part, and I know what you're thinking of, and part of me wants to say that was Indiana Jones as well.
It might have been. It would be appropriate.
It would be.
But it's like sometimes we think opposable thumbs made our evolutionary thing happen because it helped us grip things. No, it's because they help us find secrets. Yeah, because they're kind of in the way sometimes, and then they find the secret.
Well, and I always do. It was in Apollo 13 where you hold your thumb up to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
And the moon is about, sometimes depending on how close the moon is to the Earth at that point, about the size of your thumb.
That's a good idea. I've never tried that. I never noticed the moon when it's like the big giant one that's like up in your face.
Well, I also, whenever I see the moon, I wink at it and wave at it because of something that Neil Armstrong's wife said after he passed.
What did she say?
It was something, and I can't remember the exact quoting, but it was something about like winking at the moon or just pausing and looking at the moon whenever you see it, sort of as a memory to Neil.
That's
because it wasn't
cool.
Because Neil was always the person, like, he downplayed his part. He was like, I just happened to be the person in the rotation that happened to go there. Like, it wasn't me. It was this entire complex that did it. So it was just the idea.
Talk about modesty.
Oh, there's a reason that there is. Let's not downplay. There's a reason that Neil was the person to step on the moon first and not someone else like Buzz.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Right.
He was he downplayed a lot, sort of. He was like, right place, right time, basically.
I like it.
How he said he got to the moon. Anyway, the ceiling is almost on them.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel, again, Buddhism, Cam's got this, and all of a sudden the moving ceiling stops, and they yell for him.
We were talking about thumb reflections.
Yeah, and Fallon's like, "Look, there was no screaming or squishing sounds."
Yeah, she's not wrong.
That's good.
Yeah,
and the doorway opens, ceiling retracts, sighs of relief all around.
Yay, everything's fine now, right? All the things are fine.
Well, they head to the main chamber. They pass the tests. They should be good.
Yeah.
And Cam is able to pull the sword from the stone.
This is a good sign.
And once he does, there's an armored knight that appears behind him with his own sword.
Anytime a weapon just makes itself available to you, that means that you're about to fight something.
He shouldn't have known it was going to be that easy. And credits!
Yay!
So we're sword fighting when we come back.
So I've been watching on Prime, and I think the credits changed order. Because the credits on my thing come up in a different spot.
Oh, do they?
It's weird. I'll have to rewatch and make sure I'm not making up things.
So anyways, they're sword fighting when we get back. Good thing Cam did a little bit of fencing in college. He doesn't, really help fight a knight in full armor.
No, he's really bad at this.
Listen, he should go to more Renfests. This is a thing that you'll, people for fun, and it seems like a lot of fun. I would totally do it. Just... spar in full armor.
Why not? Sure.
I would.
We need hobbies.
I mean, I used to do
way to work out.
I used to do in college. I forget what they called it. It wasn't amp guard because that was something very
I just
different.
Figured out why my wrist is fucked up.
Were you fighting swords?
No, because we pulled arrows.
We did pull arrows.
Yeah, and that's how my body works, y'all. Yeah. You can actually see where it's swollen.
Yeah, we did arrows. But we used to go into the woods with PVC and pull foam weapons and just fight.
That's awesome.
We play capture the flag sometime or just last man standing, and I probably would not be good fighting a armor knight.
My brother and I used to do kung fu fighting in the pool.
Yeah.
So there was a little while where my mom decided she no longer wanted to live in our house.
Okay.
But my dad was like, "This is our house. We live here." And she's like, "Well, I do not."
Okay.
And neither do these two children. So we moved with my mom to an apartment for a year. But the apartment had a pool. I mean, mind you, everybody was on okay terms.
Yeah.
Nobody was mad at each other.
Yeah.
My dad ended up renting the house out. And it's like, well, someone has to live in the fucking house because he was working out of town.
Yeah.
And he's like, we could just have this house with nobody in it.
Yeah.
And so he rented out the house. We lived in an apartment, and it was very strange. But it was a really nice side of town, and they had just built a brand new grocery store. And we know how I feel about grocery stores.
Yeah. You get to pick out the food you get to eat.
Yeah. I love I can just hang out in a grocery store. I know it's strange.
I do make lists because I am an In-N-Out. I love them, but I am an In-N-Out person.
I will hang out at the grocery store all day. Like, I will take 3 hours. If I had 3 hours, I would take 3 hours to shop. I just to be fair,
I do that so that I don't buy everything in the store.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I make a list.
Yeah.
And I'm In-N-Out.
Oh, I could just hang out there all day. Anyway, the apartment had a giant, like, Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah.
So my brother and I would just go in there and kung fu fight.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do when
you're little.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's all.
So there's, like, magic light when the swords clash. Is very lightsabery.
Yes.
And the knight hits Cam. It hurts like fuck.
How do you explain this? Because he's getting truly injured.
He's not, like, physically cut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear. I think it's just force damage.
It's just magic.
I mean, like, in a hologram, you can get injured if you take off the safety protocols.
That's fair.
Okay. And it is clear that it is a hologram. The sword is when Teal'c, the knight is, because Teal'c just fires his gun and it goes right
full barbarian. Just hit thing.
Well, I mean, he's attacking Cam with the sword.
I know, but I feel like everyone else has kind of figured out there's something weird happening here, and Teal'c's like, just hit it.
Well, we have to experiment.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's rough for Cam. He did flunk fencing, and the knight keeps taking out limbs. Like, Cam just keeps falling.
How many classes do you think he charmed himself through? Like, charmed his way through?
I don't know, because I'm assuming Cam went to the academy.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many he charmed his way through.
That's fair.
I'm assuming it didn't hurt.
Yeah. He's that kid that was able to turn in something late because he was so charming.
Like, he may have not technically flunked fencing. He just may have gotten, like, what is that? A 61.
Yeah, just enough.
And Vala's fairly sure at some point something is going to kill Cam. And Teal'c tries to tag in with the sword, and the sword goes right through.
No. You are not worthy, Teal'c, which is crazy, because if anyone's worthy of all the things.
Well, I know, but Teal'c's not the one that pulled the sword.
That's true.
Had Teal'c pulled the sword,
then he'd be the one screwed. Yeah,
no one else.
Like that. There's a D&D like monster where if someone starts to help you fight him, he duplicates himself.
Yeah.
And then so now there's two of them. It's like no, this is his monster.
Don't
only
pull
he can
from
fight
the deck of many things.
Yike.
So Daniel is like, we should get out of here. I'm calling this fight. And Cam flashes back to after the 302 crash. And we see a couple glimpses, and then we see him in physical therapy with a full sort of neck brace still. And as he's trying to sort of regain his muscles and like walk again, he falls, and the physical therapist is like, we're going to call it. And he's like, fuck you!
Yeah, we don't call that.
He shoves him away. And so back in the chamber, Cam he pulls a second win, basically. And pushes himself up, pushes Teal'c away, and starts evening out the fight.
Yay.
Eventually getting body shots in, the sword's glowing and like streaking at this point. Finally, after a while, defeating the knight, and the hologram disappears.
Dun, dun, dun. We did it.
He's like, this has got to be it.
We're done now, right? Everything's fine. Cool, let's go.
But nothing happens. There's no treasure. So Daniel wonders if the sensors are maybe they're detecting more than one person, more than just the person who defeated the knight. So everyone rings up to Prometheus. And as soon as they're gone, the whole place starts shaking.
Mad. It's going, they told you to touch nothing but the lamp, Aladdin.
Yeah.
But Vala Aladdin that you are, had to touch all the things that are not the lamp.
Yeah. So Cam brings up to the ship. They must have done something wrong. And Vala does that same thing every kid has done, where they're looking in the opposite direction.
It's like, God, what?
Playing innocence.
It's kind of like part of her joy is in getting caught.
Yeah. Well, it
It's very
depends on who
strange.
she's getting caught by.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel's like, what'd you take? She's like, truth of fucking spirit.
Yeah.
What did you take? And she just reaches
yeah.
right into her pocket, aka her boobs,
Uh-huh.
pulls out the gold coin from the pot.
What's like, Bella, why are you even trying to pretend you didn't? Just be
I
like, yeah.
I don't really think she was trying that hard.
She just likes the attention.
Cam rings down as the place is shaking itself apart, runs to the pot riddle, places the coin, and everything is then still.
I love that he had to figure out the riddle. It's like, Daniel, you couldn't quickly just tell him which pot to put it in?
I know.
Thanks. Let's just make this that much harder.
So he gets back to the main cavern, ponders the sword, returns it to the stone, and all of a sudden, all the loot,
so many shinies.
like a young dragon's hoard of loot.
It's like a Tamatoa. What's it always been this?
Tamatoa hasn't always been this grand.
He was a drab little crab once.
It was a drab little crab once.
It's all so shiny.
Shiny! So at some point later, there's a ton of extra Prometheus crew down here with not actually yet SG1 in the cave. And Vala's essentially Scrooge McDucking her way through the treasure.
Like the equivalent of being in a candy store and just like gorging yourself. She's just gorging herself on gold.
She's literally pouring it on top of her as a bath.
Yeah. It's very hedonistic. Yeah.
Cam tries to clarify they're not actually going to let Vala keep it. Yeah, no, they're fucking no.
No, that's
Vala here is like, "Murr."
Yeah.
And in a room full of treasure and gold, Daniel finds the one book. But a book about a race of people who went on a great journey through space.
What?
Across the universe, they call themselves the Terra. And after like thousands of years, they found a great belt of stars. And may have maybe lived happily ever after. Cam leads. Dana continues to read and stands up. You ever do that where you like figure something out and you're like, you gotta stand up?
Yep.
Like,
yeah, I gotta do a thing. Usually I yell.
The Alterans named their new home Avalon.
Avalon.
And built many Astria Porta.
That sounds like a thing.
Wait for it. Connect the dots.
Yep. Just
wait for it.
Still loading.
So now Vala is interested in a different kind of treasure, the secrets of the ancients.
She's no dum-dum.
No.
She's no dum-dum. And can we take a minute to admire the jacket that wasn't around for the last episode?
Oh, no, she wore it in the... she put it on as they were being... Yeah.
I just didn't really notice it until this one.
I said this on Twitter as a response to someone. Vala's outfit in these episodes, but specifically, I mean, I'll take her one that she's Salas, but this black leather outfit with the coat might be one of my favorite outfits in like television.
Well, it's cool enough, just like the corset.
Yeah,
right? The corset's really cool. The way that's set up, it's like very sexy and like cool, and like she's kind of this hot. She's really hot. She's just hot, and she's dangerous and all this. But then you add the coat, and that adds this layer of
practicality almost.
Well, but it's like the sophistication. And the thought. Like there's this sense of it sits so well with the other piece.
Yeah.
It's so intelligently designed.
I know.
That it reminds you that she's not just a pretty fucking face.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I realize that I'm putting a lot into this coat, but there's just the way to read into that.
I know.
Like, hey, there's
and I imagine like there is a lot of hidden pockets.
Oh, for sure.
There's hidden pockets all over.
Yeah. It's just a smart design.
It's so gorgeous. So, Daniel questions, we thought the ancients were the first evolution of humans in the galaxy, but this text actually suggests that they came here a long time ago from a galaxy far, far away.
With Wookiees.
Yeah.
And
whatever the hell Yoda is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, someone points out that they uncovered some cool tech piece.
Sorry. Are Yoda and what's her name with the goggles? Are they the same species?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. We've actually there is
this has nothing to do with
no, like the species that Yoda is like a story in and of itself. That I'm not 100% clear on because there was EU stuff and now the EU is not necessarily canon unless they want to drag it out of the EU and it's now legends and blah, blah, blah. So
Moving on.
Yep.
Okay.
So back at the SGC,
Yes.
Daniel questions out loud to everyone else while walking and talking that the ancients left for Pegasus a while back, retreated after the whole Wraith debacle, and then some ascended.
Yep.
And he goes, what if the others went home? Back to their original home. The book suggests that, there might be some left behind, either here or there. And we've never met a single living ancient. And what if there's just another galaxy full of them?
Lore dump, lore dump, lore dump.
It's 100%. There's a lot of lore dumps in this episode. And he goes, isn't that why we're doing all of this? The Stargate program, the budget behind this? It's like, it's to learn and get knowledge and shit. And Vala and Cam thought it was just mostly having to do with getting the ladies.
Yeah.
Perk. Just a perk.
Just to add to it.
Meanwhile, Landry and Cam bond over Patton, both the movie and the person.
Oh.
But in the elevator, Daniel isn't done. He's like, look, Flyboy's here. I truly believe that finding the Alterran should be priority number 1 at this point.
More nerd things.
Yeah. And Landry's like, yeah, sure. Tell me where they are and how to get there. And
we'll
cool.
go right there. Yeah.
So the walk and talk continues.
He's like, hey, bro, we want to help you, but what the fuck do we do next?
It's a whole other galaxy. Like, we know there's not like an easy way to get there, like how hard it is to get to Atlantis.
Sure. Yeah.
But according to the text, the other device we found in Glastonbury, it might be an intergalactic communicator.
I don't know. I think it looks like a popcorn machine.
But that's fine. I just called it a weird bubble device, but I like the popcorn machine.
I love that we stick things to the outside of it. It's like, then what's all up on the inside of that thing?
It's all the guts, the tech guts.
It's either a popcorn machine or a pressure cooker.
One of the two.
Because it's just this giant.
Which kind of could be the same thing.
That's fair. I wonder if I can make popcorn in my pressure cooker.
I don't think that's a good idea, usually because the popcorn needs a release valve for the steam.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. So, cool. Thanks.
This is why I'm not allowed nice toys.
Heads into his office, shutting the door in Daniel's face. Cam's like, he has no idea what you said.
Yeah.
Landry pokes his head out, going, yeah, I did. And why the hell is Vala still on my base?
Oh, snap.
And Vala's like, well, I think this is all really cool.
I love this part. She's so adorable. Like the big giant smile and like as much shit as she gives Daniel. She really, you can tell that she gives a fuck about him. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, it's great. I love watching them interact.
So on Dakara, there's an issue.
I keep forgetting what Dakar is called, and so I keep calling it Jaffaland.
Jaffaland's fine.
Sorry.
It's Jaffaland. There's a problem with a guy named Garrick. Not the Taylor spy, if you're a DS9 fan. It seems that the Jaffa Council wants to vote based on military strength, which would put everything in Garrick's hands.
That's a thing.
Which is exactly the opposite of what Ragnar, Braytak, Teal'c, everyone wants.
Sure.
They didn't fight for Jaffa freedom to have it corrupted by power-hungry individuals.
Yeah, we get a stop with the one person in charge thing.
So Ragnar doesn't get why Teal'c keeps spending time on Earth. Why aren't you spending your time here, fighting the fight here for what our own future, for the Jaffa future? And he's like, maybe it's because they played a huge, giant fucking hand in this whole Jaffa freedom shit, and the Jaffa now just don't trust the Tari or respect the Tari for what they did to help us out here.
Yep.
And Ragnar's like, okay, fine, I can get that, but why right now are you chasing ancient history when you've said so many times that we can't rely on the old ways to build our new future? And Teal'c goes, yeah, but ancient knowledge is what helped defeat the Goa'uld.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about how you read the textbooks, right?
And there's a difference between old traditional ways and actual vital ancient with a capital A, history.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Teal'c honestly knows that, or believes that he can hopefully uncover something that will help unite the Jaffa as a nation of peace.
The Jaffa politics.
Back at the SGC, they've gathered around the popcorn machine.
Yeah, thank you.
The community.
Imagine if like you put the stones in, right? and then you drop your popcorn in the middle, like the top opens up, and then you close it, and then the stones all light up while it's cooking popcorn until it's done.
I was trying to combine popcorn and communication. The communication corn. The
pop communication.
It's
It's terrible.
That's no.
I don't know why.
So Vala should have, Vala's been around. She's a smart cookie, as we've said. She knows that knowledge is power.
Oh yeah.
And that understanding ancient technology is like superpower. So Dr. Lee can tell that
it's like she's on the cusp of this space where she's smart enough to know how important it is, but she's not quite Daniel levels of like, I'm just going to learn the thing.
Exactly.
So
she just knows,
learns around it.
Yeah. Her wisdom is high. Her intelligence is
not so much. Yeah.
She's all
and she's not stupid. She's just not Daniel levels of like, I'm gonna pick up an ancient language.
Yeah, again, it's the difference between wisdom and intelligence, I think. Yeah. She's all wisdom and charisma. Probably some dex. She's a rogue.
Yeah.
But Dr. Lee can tell the power source for the popcorn machine isn't depleted yet. So there's something there. And Daniel recognized the shape of the little pods on the side as matching the communication stones that linked Barbara Joe and Jack.
Yay.
Cam's like, I know that story. I read the file. So Lee is super brilliant.
I mean, that's one of the fun ones to read. If you're going through the files, it's like, oh, this one's weird.
100%.
Yeah.
But Lee is super brilliant. He was able to reset the stones. And since they've already been activated by someone with the ATA gene, anyone can go on this pony ride. So Daniel claims one spot. He missed the data list for this.
Yeah.
And you better bet your ass is going to hold on to that one like you cannot believe.
Yeah.
And before anyone can say anything, Vala claims the second.
Well, of course.
I mean, her and Daniel are linked.
She makes a great argument.
She makes a very good argument.
Even if she didn't want to go, she almost has to go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what her argument is.
And Daniel's like, we don't have to be linked. She's like, we're here now. It's fine. What if it's actually a transporter? Like, what if we both die because we're separated?
Yep. That would suck.
And Lee is absolutely relatively sure that it's for communication. But at some point, they just have to turn around and try it.
Yay.
So Daniel and Vala bicker.
That's okay. They can bicker.
Well, Cam and Lee head up to the observation room. And they set their stones in.
Remember that there was like something at Spencer's where you would stick your hand on the silver, and it would shock one person. I keep expecting one of them to just get shocked.
I was very interested in how you're going there because there's a lot of things at Spencer's.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that. No. The weird toy with like silver handles. And it just like beeps in a circle, and then someone gets shocked, and it hurts like hell, and you're like, I'm gonna have a heart attack now. Yeah. Or go into cardiac arrest. This is fine. This is normal.
And then they both get shocked, and then they big bada boom to the ground. And we suddenly flying through space to a planet, and they're in a quaint Renfest house.
Yay! They're terrible to Ren Fair times because why not?
And Vala and Daniel have new shiny wardrobes and faces.
I want to give credit to the guy that plays Daniel.
Yeah.
Or the guy that Daniel's playing.
Yeah.
He's great with the mannerisms.
He definitely picked up Michael Shakespeare's
mannerisms. Yes. I like it.
They are Herod and Salus. And while they don't actually see so they see the other person.
I just remembered my new AKA. I didn't remember it, but I just thought of it. Sorry.
Please tell me. Wait, I think I have the same one.
You tell it.
When Herod met Salus?
No, but I was like, too. When Herod met Salus.
Because I actually remembered, I'm pretty sure they were named after that. What's your AKA?
I'm writing that one down. It's Vaniel in a Coma. So they're both very pop culture-y titles.
Vaniel in a Coma. I
know. It's serious. Okay.
My favorite also is that both of us were so sure we had thought of the same one.
I'm surprised we didn't. Okay. It's super important to interrupt you for that.
Thankfully, we see the Daniel and Vala and not the other actors. Clearly not a transporter, Daniel realizes. They've taken the bodies of this couple. And here's my question. What if they walk into a crowd right now, but then like forget what the other person looks like?
Yeah.
Like when you park
so
your
this is the opposite of my worst nightmare.
Like when you park your rental car in a giant parking lot.
You're like, fuck, what am I driving again? Yeah.
What is Daniel? What body is Daniel driving right now?
So let me tell you. We went to the Red Fair last weekend. Yeah. And I went technically with my class.
Yes.
At school. And it's a class. I go there every day. But there's I see these people for an hour, 3 times a week, and that's it. You're not really looking at everybody. You're kind of working with the professor. And so we got out there, and I got nervous, and I was like, I think that's my classmate.
Yeah, no, I don't
know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it. And then I'm like, fuck, which name is it? Because there's 4 women in the class, maybe 5. Mind you, there's only 20 of us total.
Yeah.
With M names.
Yeah.
So I'm like, which of the M's are you?
This is why you will notice I could know you for years, and there's sometimes that I don't use names.
Yeah.
Because while I'm 100% sure I know what someone's name is, what if that 1 in a million chance I say the wrong one?
Yeah.
Because I've done that before.
We have
So here's the story for you.
Oh.
It is slightly like that, but way more embarrassing.
Oh, no.
I was in class one time, and it was the first day of a new AP class.
Oh, boy.
And we were sitting around a table because it's one of those high school classes where they put all the tables in like a rectangle.
Yeah.
And I was sitting across from the guy I had a big crush on.
I think I know this story.
And as we had to go around and say our names.
Did you?
I did not say my name.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I may have told this even on the pod before.
I think so.
Because then I caught him in the hallway and tried to explain.
Oh, no. Make it weirder. Make it weirder. Ah.
And I was talking to my cousin the night before.
Oh, no.
It way worse.
Oh, no.
This is
his
why
name was bartender. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool?
As first name bartender, last name Nick. This is why. Here's how you know I know you really well if I use your name.
Hey, look at that. That's pretty important.
It's actually why I didn't write Jesse's name for the longest time.
Oh, because he spelled it specifically, or just...
No. It's because I understand there's no I in Jesse's name.
Yeah.
But I would fear that somehow I would get it wrong. Yeah. So I just didn't. I just wrote initials.
A friend Amanda, I won't say it on the pod, but she has a very it's a last name I've never heard before.
Yeah.
And I still panic.
Oh, are you kidding me? I panic spelling your last name.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I know how to spell your name. If someone else, I was like, it's just Yeah, there's a Z in it.
There's a thing. There's words there. Names are fun.
Dude, not when you spell badly. Yeah. It's really horrible.
All right. Where were we?
So in the infirmary,
right, manual in a coma.
Yeah, conveniently how the infirmary lab looks just like the other lab they're just in, but the wall is magically moved back.
Yeah.
Daniel and Vala are now under Dr. Carolyn Lamb's care.
Lamb.
And even though they've passed out like this before, pretty sure this time it's from the device and not from the bracelets. Mm-hmm. So Lee is hesitant to just disconnect the little scarab devices because they don't know how it's supposed to work or how it's connected to them.
Right. If you're, at this point, the Matrix has come out.
Yeah.
If he's watched the Matrix, you
100%.
can't just unplug from the Matrix like that. You're going to hurt someone.
And Carolyn doesn't want to just mess around with it either because it could put him in even more danger. Yeah. So, and in the observation room above them, I love this so much. Cam turns to Daniel is like, so, how's Takara? Duke's like, pretty much as fucked as this place is.
Cool. Everything is fucky.
So back across the cosmos, Vala questions how effective this communication is because they have no way of talking to these people. They're just wearing suits of people.
Yeah. That's basically they're wearing people suits. That's not creepy at all.
like from in back, wearing an Edgar suit.
Oh.
So Daniel thinks it's a way for them to actually communicate with other people, not the people that they're wearing.
Yeah.
And
what a fucked up way to travel. Let's take a second and consider how the ancients did this. What a fucked up way to travel.
Yeah.
To show up in someone's body, control it for a little while.
Well, I have a hunch these two people do have 2 stones.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just like random taking over random people.
But wouldn't it have been smarter people who can invent that kind of tech to just put yourself there?
Maybe.
I just think it's a lot
But
of
maybe they didn't have the
fuckiness.
technology to do that.
That's fair. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to travel to you, but I'm just going to travel into your body. Okay, cool. Thanks.
But, you know, neither one knows why these people or this house, and definitely, you know, this is not what they thought the ancients would look like or their house would look like.
Not super fun.
Daniel does know their names because of the plaque, which is
Written in ancient.
the house of Herod and Salus.
Uh-huh.
And Daniel tries to play off that he doesn't know what that word is, but yeah, it's nuptial. They're totes married.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. You don't have to hide it. You went into their house.
Also,
How
I
often-
really want their house.
It is a cool house.
It is beautiful. It is an open floor plan.
It is an open plan that is really nice.
It's gigantic.
Mhm.
I would love that house. It
Yeah.
has a big old hearth. I want a big old hearth.
You don't travel back in time into a home where a man and a woman live and don't just assume that they're married.
Yeah, I know.
You just do. This is just what
To be
it
fair,
was.
they didn't know they went back in time.
Back in time.
I mean, this could have the architecture and clothing style of medieval, but have extremely advanced social concepts and couple politics.
Thanks. And so sure. Maybe 7 people live in that house.
Maybe
and
it's
they're
all open relationships
polyamorous.
there.
Yeah. That's fair. Anything's possible.
So they go out for a walk, and it definitely is what you expect if you go into a random village in Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure.
Not quite gate buildery people.
Mm-hmm.
Someone calls out above the sun,
Yeah.
and
Hey, fuck you.
hey, fuck are you? We'll double dumbass on you.
Yeah.
And again, they nod back. The worst nightmare of me seeing people and not knowing them who know me.
That's a terrible thing.
Hi. I ran into this actually at the grocery store yesterday.
Oh,
No, 2 days ago,
Uh-huh.
sometime in the past week. I'm doing grocery shopping, trying to pick something out of an aisle, and then someone comes down the aisle, someone who works there, and is like, Nix! And I was like, hi.
Gotta go by.
And he's like, walks by and goes, so sometimes I just like saying my name out loud, and I look, and his name is Nick.
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
This is weird. This is super not normal.
Gotta go over
I don't remember where I was, but someone was like, hey, do you go to Rollins? And I went, yeah.
Depends.
And she's like, we had a class together. And I'm like, bro, I don't know. And I don't have the excuse of like, it's a big class.
Yeah.
I'm just bad at this.
Oh, one of my best friends
Uh-huh.
in college, I was in her wedding. We had an entire class together before we actually started hanging out.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd first met her, and she's like, no, I was in your mythology class.
What is wrong with
And I'm
us?
like, yeah,
I like to think that we're just so ingrained in the study.
sure.
There was one class
That
where,
sounds a lot better than just we're so full of ourselves.
No, there was one class where I sat towards the front of the room. I couldn't tell you any of the people who sat behind me.
I'm just not always observant. My
Oh.
perception's low.
I get sucked into the work.
Also, Daniel and Vala apparently have babblefish in their ear.
Right.
You know what that is because they hear,
Yeah.
their own language.
What's the thing from Doctor Who?
Oh, that's just the TARDIS is the translator.
Oh, that
This is
makes
from Babblefish is from Hitchhikers.
That's right.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Another one, see you at prostration,
That's never a good
which
thing.
sounds super fun.
Yeah. No, anytime you're prostrating for anything, it's not a good idea. Also, the word itself sounds dirty.
It sounds so dirty.
Yeah. Yikes.
So the two of them go arm in arm to look around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not what they were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Although they are pretty sure they know who is Herod and who is Salus, although they do disagree on who is who.
Yikes.
Back at the SGC, Carolyn knocks on Landry's door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very intrigued to hear you to know your speculation on the scene.
How they know each other.
So she reports that the two of them are stable based on, medical shit.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it's a dreamlike condition. And best guess is they're actually in long range communication with something. And I love that Carolyn's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And based on the two scenes we've now seen her in, I love how matter of fact she is.
Yeah.
She doesn't, to a degree, she doesn't care about the grander situation.
No.
She's focused on these two people and making sure they live.
This job here is my job.
Yeah.
This is the job that I am here to do. Yeah.
And we get this idea that somehow Carolyn and Landry know each other.
Yep.
Because
it doesn't seem pleasant either.
You don't get to have this level of comfortability in your speech with each other. Knowing each other's personalities in such a quick time. We're talking in past tense.
Yep.
And Carolyn did not know that Landry would be the head of the SGC.
Again, super not a happy relationship happening. Whatever the history is here, there's something bitter about it.
I would like to know what your thoughts are as I drink.
Can't figure it out. So let me start by saying this. Let's talk about Dr. Lamb.
Yes.
Because she is gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
She is Grey's Anatomy Dr. Pretty.
Yeah.
I have to say that at first. I have to put it out there.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to just get past that. Just like, holy shit, this woman is insane.
And effortlessly beautiful.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Grey's TV Dr. Pretty.
Yeah. And then Michael James plays a doctor in the other shows. They're both TV Dr. Pretty.
Dr. Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my new way of describing handsome people. What type of pretty are they? Oh, they're TV Dr. Pretty.
Have you seen
By the way, my
romantic?
Doctor, who I think is your doctor,
yes,
she is TV Dr.
She's
Pretty.
Gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Have you seen Isn't It Romantic yet?
No.
The one with Rebel Wilson?
No.
Okay, there's a section in there about TV Dr. Pretty, basically.
Okay. So here's the thing. Hank is clearly an older dude.
Yes.
So I immediately want to rule out a romantic relationship because it seems creepy.
Okay.
But maybe not. I don't know. I think there's some sort of familial relationship. It's even if this was someone she had worked with in the past, I don't think the conversation would be this comfortable.
Okay.
Because again, he's pretty high ranking. I don't know if she's military. It doesn't seem like she is. But even if there were some sort of animosity, you wouldn't be this clear. So in my head, it's some sort of familial thing.
Okay.
It's like, I just can't place it, but it is an ugly relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
I took a drink basically that whole time because I know the answer. So back in D&D Village, All Hallow the Ori, the administrator calls everyone around, and that super exciting prostration starts. Daniel and Vala Neal, the guy next to him who knows Herod and Salus, apparently, tells them to meet by the Portico of Lights at the hour of bay.
So gunpowder plot.
Remember, the 5th of November.
Exactly, thank you.
And they can't even respond to say, huh? And this super exciting group event continues with everyone reciting, all the words that everyone knows by heart. 6 hours later,
yikes!
Daniel and Vala released back to their house.
That has to be painful.
Yeah.
Ow.
Here's the thing. Kneeling for, at this point, half an hour is enough for them. I can't walk for 15 minutes.
We both grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kneeling. I don't think I could handle 6 hours, even with the little cushion
With
thing.
the little kneel cushion things. And you know your butt can't hit the back. You can't, rest your butt on that thing. You're going to get slapped by your grandmother.
Yes, you are. And you're not going to get a Happy Meal afterward.
No.
Because that was how I was driving to church.
Yeah,
every single one of us, it was like, if you go to church with me, you get Happy Meals after.
We didn't get Happy Meals. But if we behaved really well, they might. They might let me and my grandfather sit next to each other.
Yes.
Normally not, because
trouble.
listen, I didn't start it.
Trouble.
My grandfather would always start it. And then we may get separated by not just grandma, because then we could reach behind.
Uh-huh.
Because my grandmother was a tiny woman.
Yeah.
It had to be like grandma and mom.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And mom's not letting anything come through.
No.
Mom's handling it. Yeah.
So Daniel starts searching the place. He's not sure, like he doesn't know anyone here is going to understand if they try telling the truth about what's going on, and nor does he know what the fuck portico of light at the hour of bay means. Also, something to ponder, or not, depending, is how are they going to get out of these bodies? Because Vala's tried. They've both tried.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
I mean, nothing wrong with these people, but like, I would like my own body if I looked like Daniel and Vala.
Yeah.
Would be
or to not have to sit through 6 hours of prostration.
Sure, that too.
So they make it to the bedroom as Daniel searches, and Vala goes to jump on the bed and grimace because that shit is probably made of hay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That
There's
is
no
not
bounce
soft.
back. There is no bounce back. There's no springs in that mattress.
Jumping on ground, I'm assuming, would be just as soft.
Yeah.
Daniel ponders that maybe the people back on Earth have tried to take the stones out eventually, and maybe they already have, and he doesn't really want to think about that.
Oh, no.
And Vala finds a book under the bed with something interesting inside.
She's lucky she didn't find porn. That's where you hide your porn.
Well, that's underneath the stones.
That's fair.
Yeah. And Daniel really has no desire to look at the Book of Origins. He's pretty much knows he's heard all he needs to hear about in the past 6 hours. But this is a little bit something extra. 2 communication stones that look very familiar, hidden in a stashed, hollowed out.
Really, I love the way she doesn't tell him to. She's like, no, really, you should come look at this.
You should come look at this.
Hey, dum-dum, come look at this.
No, not the dildo. Next to that.
Yeah,
the 2 stones.
Look away from that one. We'll look at that later.
So sometime later, their new friend, whose name is Fannis, knocks on the door and wonders where they were.
Can we talk about how awful that name is?
It's bad.
Yeah, his name is Fanny.
Bad. It's bad.
It's bad in any dialect of English.
It's
worse in
you
others.
don't make it through middle school
with a name like Fannis.
With a name like Fannis.
Okay, I'm done.
He was really worried about them when they didn't show up. And why, by the way, Salas, are you not having leaves, basically having tea with the administrator's wife? So Fannis points out that they're already suspected. They can't get caught for anything else. Still confusion. He's like, what's wrong with you? Do you guys have a wire? Are you trying to
what's going on? You're trying to get me to say things that I don't want to say because we're both in on the secret plot together.
Yeah, Fannis is super not okay with the sudden change of personality and is like, do you have amnesia?
Yeah. Do you have buttnesia?
So
I don't know why. It just seemed like a thing I needed to say right there.
No, if Fannis had amnesia, it'd be buttnesia.
Okay, I'm dead.
So Daniel pulls the truth card and tells him the truth, and Fannis surprisingly doesn't question it. He just introduces himself.
He's very adaptable.
He actually makes a connection to the communication stones correctly.
Yep.
And he assumed they were for just that.
Yeah.
Find out he is a heretic. He's a curator and investigator of the past, which is sacrilege.
Sometimes the smart people are.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And basically anything that goes against the Book of Origins is sacrilege. And they have uncovered evidence that proves that there's a race of humans before their creation, that the Ori didn't create them. And aside to Daniel, Vala wonders if the Ori are what's left of the Alterans.
It's all coming together.
Like that they ascended. And that the evolution of humans in this galaxy matches our own. It's just maybe behind by a few hundred years.
Lore dump, lore dump, lore dump, lore.
So it doesn't fit the profile to Daniel. Like all of the ascended beings that we know would never pose as gods.
Right.
Except for Anubis, but he's a special case.
But also these are the people that we don't know.
Yeah, and you know, to them, meddling with the affairs of humans is like the absolute no-go.
Yeah.
And Fannis pokes his
follow
head.
the prime directive.
Fannis pokes his head in the conversation just to like clear things up. They
Oh my god. Sorry.
Believe that the Ori are gods.
Yeah.
That's not the question. They know they're powerful. It's just that they question their intention and their word. Fine details here.
Mm-hmm.
And
what
also
if the ancients started the Star Trek of things because that's how you get to the prime directive.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
and so what if
here's the thing: Wesley Crusher essentially ascended. If you don't know this,
I don't know this.
Yeah, Wesley Crusher basically kind of ascended. He went with a being called the Traveler and turned into energy.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
the Traveler.
Yeah,
what?
I know.
I'm for it.
Yeah, he basically, I believe his name was the Traveler. I may be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's right.
What if Jean-Luc Picard is an ancient?
He may be.
Okay, I'm good.
So, Vala, you need to go have tea and play the role.
Yeah.
Like, you have probably a 20 in charisma. Use it.
Except she knows. Okay.
Listen, everyone can roll in that one sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
So back on Takara, Ragnar has some bad news for Teal'c. The vote was quick. Teal'c wasn't there, so Ragnar voted in his proxy.
Exposition.
On Earth, Jaffa will be ruled by High Council, and the votes will be divided.
Did not get a chance to see what that council looks like.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning just like Parliament, and it's just a bunch of Jaffa yelling at them.
Yeah.
I know he retired, but I also see the guy going, "Order!"
I would love it to like mimic what the Gold Council looked like.
Oh.
So that it's like reminiscent of like, hey, we didn't fucking do enough as we thought we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that fits because Garrick is very old school.
Yeah.
But he is now the new leader of the Jaffa Nation. Fuck. So
we are the part of a Jaffa Nation.
That
we all start dancing.
Did not come across on the podcast. I just started doing Rhythm Nation, guys.
I like it. People of the world.
Somehow my head just went to Spice World too. Like combined, like it just combined Rhythm Nation and.
Oh yeah.
So back in Herod and Salus's home, it's just Daniel and Fanis who are wondering what ascension means. Daniel sighs because now it's just
should not have taken us this long to get through.
No.
Full of garbage.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, but anyway, so Daniel explains ascension to him, and Fanis is like, "Yeah, so they guide you and you worship them, right?" And Daniel's like, "No, they'd be super not okay with the whole worship us part.
Yeah.
Like they'd rather the whole galaxy get destroyed than interfere with us at all."
Yeah, it's a little traumatic almost, but that's how they do.
They're very inflexible. And apparently the Ori are super opposite of that.
Yeah.
But Fanis and his like gather evidence and wait, and they keep themselves and their artifacts hidden. There's very few of them. Numbers grow slowly over time. And, you know, maybe the fact that they haven't been discovered yet is proof that the Ori aren't all-knowing.
Yeah. Or
maybe alternate that the Ori do know that they exist and are just waiting for them to fuck themselves.
Yeah.
So they hear people gathering outside, and Fanis is like, "I should go."
Let's do that again.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
I can hear the truck. I heard a giant truck go by, and I was like, I knew. Kaylee, it's fine. It's a delivery truck. It poses no threat. We know the truck's there. Hey.
Kaylee, you gotta chill.
Kaylee, we have a lot to record today. Are you done? Okay. Are you done now? Come here. Kaylee, come on. Okay.
Okay.
Come on. Okay. So they hear people gathering outside, and Fanis is like, "I should go because I should definitely not be seen with you."
Yeah.
So outside, the administrator is like stalking around what I can only describe as a giant stone vagina.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I mean,
yeah.
So they're like it's an altar-y thing. We don't really know quite what it is yet, and the guy's like fire and brimstoning it up. And we hear the voice of Vala, not happy, being dragged, kicking and screaming, yelling for Daniel once she sees him.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck? Daniel's like, yeah, it didn't go well at all. And the administrator says that Salas has been overcome.
Oh boy.
And Daniel's like, let me explain this, and goes to take a step forward, and they grab him, holding him back.
These are not people who are going to be okay with you explaining.
And Fanis runs off. And they like force Vala down to kneel in the center with their arms bound. And the guy goes on about how the aura see all, and if your heart's pure, it will protect you. If if you sink, you're not a witch.
Yeah. That's exactly what's about to happen.
If your heart is impure, the fire will burn you to the ground and lay you to dust. And Vala's like, did you say fire?
Yeah. I love how pissed she is, because you know that to her, she did a great job because she didn't steal anything. She's like, I was doing great.
So at the far end of the altar, a guy lights a bucket on fire. And Vala and Daniel look terrified. And the bucket is tilted and the fire starts flowing in the tracks, filling the puzzle towards Vala. Yikes. Back at the SGC, Carolyn sees Vala's heart rate spike as well as Daniel's, and Lee can't pull the stones out of the popcorn machine. Daniel asks Vala what the hell she said, and Vala's pretty sure it's what she didn't say, because apparently there's some blessing and no one told me about the blessing. And then also, I may have tried to explain what's actually going on to the lady, and then she freaked out, and it didn't go well. And I may have also suggested that she go fuck herself.
Yeah, basically. At that point, if you're screwed, why not? Just come all out and say, you know what, fuck all of y'all.
Daniel's like, that's not good.
This is where she should have, like, I guess they can't travel. She should always travel with a weapon. Just always be like, fuck it. Blowing everything up.
And he tries to explain again to the administrator what's going on. I mean, it's not really going well. Everyone in this town square is not.
This is bad.
They're not down with the truth that Daniel's saying, but they are down with the fire. And he's frantic for obvious reasons as the fire gets closer to
This
Vala.
is bad. This is where I was convinced that this was how the episode was going to end.
Yeah.
And I was not happy.
And again, at the SGC, Vala is getting worse.
Yep.
And the fire reaches the center of the altar and lights Vala's skirts on fire.
Fuck.
And Daniel is, again, just terrified, as Vala is, as you would be if your clothing has caught on fire.
You're basically on fire.
And this may be, I think, honestly, the most, in this sort of way, disturbing scenes in all of Stargate.
Especially because it delivers all the way to the end.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, they don't shy away from the fact that they are burning Vala alive.
I mean, even what you see when they're done burning her is really disturbing.
Yeah. Back on Earth, Vala flatlines.
Yeah.
And Carolyn goes to shock her while Cam takes a gun from the guard and goes to shoot the popcorn machine. Lee stops him because that can cause a power surge and kill them both.
Yeah.
At the village, Vala burns while Daniel just stands there slumped in horror. And the other villagers are going, do you think we went too far this time?
Maybe, you think some of them are like so desensitized? They're like, are you hungry?
No, some of them are definitely desensitized.
Yeah. Oh.
And the wind flies through the town square and puts the fire out.
Yikes.
And a prior stands there in a hood with a staff, and all the villagers kneel before him. Daniel takes the opportunity to go to Vala's body, holding her and releasing her hands.
This is the part that's the worst, because you see her charred remains just slumped over.
Yeah.
Literally charred remains of a person.
So
gross.
I would like to know what your thoughts were. Did you honestly think that Vala, Vala is dead here, but
I just didn't want to believe it. I was like, she's just passed out.
Yeah.
This isn't, this
she's
is
just
fine.
Temporarily toast.
Yeah. I couldn't process. Thankfully they clean up after you, but I was like, no fucking way. At
the SGC, after more work, Carolyn calls it Vala's dead. And everyone's kind of there in shock. And a prior comes up to Daniel and Vala's body, and his staff lights up. And slowly, before you can process that Vala has just been burned to death, time goes a little backwards.
Yeah.
And she slowly burns.
Just revivified.
Yeah, definitely revivify was just cast.
Cast revivify. Yikes.
And at the SGC, Daniel's vitals stabilize, and they realize they can't get the stones off or turn it off or unplug it, and Vala's heart starts beating again.
Can you imagine the frustration of just sitting there?
Yeah.
Of just like, there's nothing I can do for these people ever.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of fucking sitting here watching to see if they die or not.
And what I'd be interested in is, and we don't really see this in this episode or the next one, if the things that Carolyn is doing is actually affecting them physically.
Right.
When she administers like a sedative, is anything she's doing trying to actually calm them down, or is it so much still what is mentally happening to them in the other galaxy?
Fuckity fucked.
Back in the village, Vala wakes up in complete shock and clearly just remembers the experience of being burned alive.
Yeah.
And I think that Vala herself is always genuine. Even when she's lying, there's this genuineness about her. I think this is the most like what people like the most unguarded we ever see her.
Oh yeah. This is awful. I can't imagine what that felt like.
Yeah.
There's no way anyone can know what that feels like. That's holy shit. That's just shitty.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's terrified and she has tinkles all over, but she is pretty sure it's not from Daniel. Daniel
I
thinks
love that she doesn't lose her sense of humor.
Yeah. Daniel thanks the prior, who says it wasn't him, it was the Ori, and to come with him. So Daniel helps Vala up, supporting her as they walk. And I cannot give a bigger Terra award in the world to Michael and Claudia for these scenes.
Yeah.
Because they are so beautifully done.
It's a lot to tackle in a show that's usually a lot lighter than this. It's just fucking blah.
Well, and I think because the show has that lighter tone, I think when they go into these scenes, they pack so much bigger punch.
Yes. Because you're not prepared for it. Yeah. Because it's not Grey's Anatomy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hallowed are the Ori as they walk out of the village with the prior.
Well,
and we get to be continued.
What the fuck? What are the Ori? Fuck the Ori. Hashtag fuck the Ori.
Yeah, it's the other AK. Fuck the Ori.
I don't know what these assholes are
to
about.
be fair, that would maybe the AKA for the next one.
Yeah.
Is fuck the Ori.
Okay. Yeah, just when you thought you fucking found a way to get past the worst bad guys, and then, there'd be just a little bit of trouble here or there, and then we'd have to deal with the Wraith. Now we got the fucking Ori?
They have the Ori.
Yeah.
Which we don't yet know how big of a threat they are.
I'm just mad. Yeah, they're shitty. They're definitely shitty, and they're like,
I should say this is, as we're talking here at the end, because we have to back up a couple episodes. Last week we did watch Avalon Part 2 and Origin.
I'm still not going to give anything away.
No, but that's when I was saying, like, we don't yet know the threat that the Ori pose.
Right. We still don't. Even
we still
if you
don't
watch those. It's just they're just a shitstorm.
Yeah.
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 That's how I feel.
Yep. Basically.
Fuck this. Fuck these people. Poor Vala. Dear God. I'm surprised. I feel like this should come back to haunt her somewhere.
And who's saying it's not going to?
That's fair. That's fair.
Sorry, I just hiccuped into the mic. I tried not to.
This episode hurt. Is a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
It's just very strange. And it's, literally and figuratively, there's so much disconnect between everything. It just sucks. Also, this is why you don't split the party.
Never split the party. Okay.
If nothing else, these 2 episodes have shown us that you don't split the party.
Never split the party.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Okay. We'll be back next week with Origin.
Yes. Until then, find us on Twitter at Terra Podcast.
Find us on Facebook at There's No Place Like Terra.
Email us at theresnoplaceliketerra@gmail.com.
Like us, rate us, review us on where you find your podcasts.
Daniel and Coma. Okay, now I'm happy again. I needed a good thought to end on. I know, it's serious. Okay, bye.
Bye.